Hey guys, Hank
Hello,
here.
everybody. Oh, yeah.
Got Glenn up on panel with me. Moderators, I don't mind. I don't mind trolls in chat as long as they're being humorous and not just being annoying little twits like Condom or Mars without a life. But use your discretions. Any questions? Give me a holler. This is going to be an open panel, open discussion. We're going to talk about anything and everything y'all want to talk about. Just don't want to get the drama going up here. Just don't feel like it today. All right, how you doing, Glenn?
Doing good. I want to say hello, Dutch. Hello, Doofy, the Goofy, Lady, uh, the Hornet, and anybody else that I miss. Sorry, and hello to y'all too.
Yeah, and we have let's see, Doofy, Dutch Doyle, Lady Dragonblood, the Hornet, Joe Samuel. Da, da, da.
And you got eyes on. You can chat too. Hello,
All right.
Karen.
Hey, hey, Karen. But the link is pinned up at the top, so anybody who wants to come up and take part on the panel, you're more than welcome to.
Now, Doofy, I think Hank did a better job than I did. Hello, Pat.
So, Glenn, you got anything been going on with on your end of things?
Well, I probably woke this morning, but she stated what the work good enough for me. I want to relax today.
Oh, that's good. You gonna be going live this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll try and be there.
Okay.
I'm I'm still basking in the glory of Kick's Kick's crushing of Rogue Nation on Thursday. Did you watch that, Glenn?
I seen part of it, but before I got into it, I had to do some. I was doing some stuff.
If you go back to Kenny Klein's live and watch the whole thing, it's well worth the time.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody's in here that hasn't subscribed to um, Glenn Lambright, Glenn, can you throw your link in the chat?
I gotta go
Or
get on. Yeah,
oh,
hang on. Say, let me get on
never
YouTube.
mind. Hey Dutch, um, can you get Glenn's link in the chat, please?
Thank you.
And Doofy, if if you want to throw your link in the channel too, and Dutch, might as well throw yours in there, and Hornet, you can throw yours in there. Any
Low easy.
anybody that's got a channel but they don't have a wrench, let me know and I'll do what I can to get your link thrown into the chat. And And one hot gal, sorry to hear you're not feeling good. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery.
Thank you, Dutch. Yeah, one hot gal, I'll be praying for you.
Hey, Izzy. What you
So
up to?
easy.
We got the good Connie in the house. Much better than the bad Connie.
Well, I finally been Rebel City on site yesterday.
What'd you do to Rebel City yesterday?
I banged it, being on my panel.
Yeah. He's not welcome in this neck of the woods.
Yeah. Well, after what he called me yesterday, he ain't gonna never be walking on my panel no more.
Yeah, well that that crap bag's got no respect for anybody, including himself. So
Yeah.
if anybody got a topic they want to discuss, go ahead and feel free to come up and or just throw it in the chat so we can talk about it. Yeah, um, had a pretty good time on Lavender Mexican's birthday panel yesterday. If anybody hasn't done so yet, drop by her drop by her channel. The link's in my description and show the love.
Yeah, I saw you got over 161 subscribers.
Yep, creeping up.
Yep. Yeah, pretty soon you're gonna be up there where I'm at.
Yep. Yeah, Izzy, or you're just upset because you don't have the amazing powers of Nipple Man yet? Almost in 900, Dutch. Yeah.
Hey, Dirk doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna hit that 1,000 before you know it, buddy.
Yep. Right now I am 740 something, I believe.
We gotta do something about getting your subs up, Glenn. You've been doing this a while, and you're good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Labby
Hello,
Lab.
Labrador. Hello, Labrador.
Hey, El Sancho.
Hello, Essential. I think we both said that at the same time.
Yeah. Glenn, do you have El Sancho blocked on your channel?
He should. Is he a mod?
Is he a mod? I can't tell from StreamYard who's got wrenches and who doesn't.
Yeah. Hey, El Sancho. You got Discord? if you do, post your channel link in my Discord, and I can get to your channel link, and I can unblock you.
Looks like we've got a pretty decent crowd rolling in.
Yeah. How many you got in your chat right now?
20.
Oh, they're very good crowd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, El Sancho.
Hey, Archangel. Strawberry tea.
Hello, Strawberry Tea. Hello, Archangel. I'll tell you what, El Sancho, when I go live this afternoon, come on and post your channel link, and I get you from there, okay?
Hey, gonna go ahead and play one of Lavender Mexican's videos. This is I know from an
Hello,
auditor
Jimmy.
who's coming up on his first year in the Gray Bar Hotel. But I think y'all will enjoy this. Oh, wait a second.
Hello,
May share
MJ.
sound with it before we get it going.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Oh,
It is.
oh wait. Oh, sorry. This isn't one of Labs. This is one of DGen's. We'll show Labs a little bit later.
Fucking degenerate. Guys, it's Josh with Accountability for All.
You're garbage.
And today, we're at the Everett Police Station doing a First Amendment audit. To make sure that they respect our right to film in a public place and they uphold the oath they swore to defend when they became officers. Today, we're with Hot Tow Truck Girl, hashtag Hot Tow Truck Girl, and we're going to see if they do respect our First Amendment right to film in public. Let's take a look. So we're in a 15-minute parking zone. This is obviously an undercover police car. And it's just violated the 15-minute parking, so I'm just going to give them a warning today.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
But it's absolutely imperative with the parking lot out back that they don't take up space and obscure the laws for their convenience. They have a lot right there. I understand it's probably closer to the door, but the shiny badge doesn't grant them extra rights. So the police don't get to do they don't have extra rights. The police can't break the law. They're just like anybody else. So today we're just going to make sure that they respect our rights, and we're going to ask them why if they have their own parking lot. Hey, Lieutenant, can I ask you a question?
I'm busy right now.
All right, I'm just issuing a citation for the officer just right over there.
That is the name.
And that unmarked car right there.
You're issuing a citation for what?
Yeah, 15-minute parking. They do have their own parking space. So, all right, be safe out there. He's busy. He wanted to know why I was issuing his officer a citation, but their badge doesn't give him extra rights. So they'll answer for that today.
Well, good luck with that.
What's going on? So I'm not going to be getting the customers or the families coming in here. We're not here for them. We're here for the tyrants. Oh, we have a captain here. I see 2 bars. Huh? I don't answer questions.
Oh, one of those guys. Okay, see you later.
Which one? Actually, you know what? I am here. Oh. Well, for privacy, you have to create it. There's a car out front. I noticed you guys have 15-minute parking. You shut the window on me before I was able to let him know. That's like a 15-minute parking. So if you park like for longer than that period of time, could you get towed or anything like that?
We'll check it out.
Well, it's a police car. I know you guys have your own parking lot out back. Yeah, all right. So the shiny badges grant extra rights. I get it. It's cool.
Wow. What an asshole.
I wonder what we're watching. Oh, so the captain can do whatever he wants. That's cool. We'll check it out. Suspicious vehicle. Hey, Cap, excuse me. I just noticed that there was a. I don't want to interrupt them.
Hey, I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to
Sure.
ask you to turn this phone off because there's victims of crimes here, and
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want
not
them,
here to
I don't
film
want
them.
them on the phone.
They're
So I'm
not
going to
on
ask
it.
you to turn the phone off.
Well, it's my
But I don't
constitutional
care. No, it's not
right.
your constitutional right to be filming victims of violent crimes.
I'm
Turn the
actually
goddamn
not
phone
filming
off.
them.
I'm going to off you one more time. Turn the
For
phone off.
what? What is it? What is the issue?
I think he meant to say his constitutional right because he's full of shit.
I'm not gonna be getting the customers or the families coming in here. We're not here for them.
We'll talk about Tyrant City. This is how they act here at the Everett Police Department. So let's take a look around the perimeter. If they're this bad inside, let's see, what they do outside. That's bad. Total tyrants here, guys.
You serious?
So the guy came around and I actually had to take my phone and go outside. So he didn't try and confiscate it. That's a total tyrant. We will be filing a complaint on him.
Oh, poor baby.
He works for me. I don't work for him. That guy was violent.
Soy boy! Soy boy!
This is the city of Everett, guys.
No shit.
The Everett Police Department. Absolutely unacceptable. As you can see in the footage, we don't have any victims on camera. We're actually not filming them, right? But to escalate the situation, he was using that word, right? Pointing his finger, being super dangerous, right? He wants to escalate it. Oh, it isn't the law. You can't film victims. Well, first of all, if I wanted to film a victim, I could. That's not what I'm here for.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
However, if I want to, I can. So because he says I can't, that doesn't mean anything. So today, we actually had to leave because the guy comes around and there's 3 officers with him, and the guy has his handcuffs out. So I hand my phone off to Hot Tow Truck Girl, and we accidentally get a break in the footage. Somehow we hit the button. So we weren't able to get that on film. They didn't put their hands on me. They just told me that I was being trespassed. I said, to trespass me, you have to issue me a trespass. He goes, all right, well, I'll be right back for you. And then I just wanted to go outside and get a view out there.
Right.
Super, super violent guys, and he was looking to escalate the situation for any reason to the video. I say I don't answer questions. He goes, oh, you one of those guys. One of those guys. So let's call the Everett Police Department. I wasn't able to get that captain's name and badge number, and I was about to create a huge scene, but there were kids inside the lobby. We're not going to stand down to them. We're not going to take that.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready? Ready!
That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and give it a thumb.
Hello, Bama Green Eyes. Yeah, he is full of shit when he said that.
Oh, helps if I unmute my mic. Yeah. Yeah, most of what comes out of Josh Abrams' mouth was total shit. Welcome those that come in while we were watching the vid. If there's the link is pinned if anybody wants to come up and join the chat, and it is open discussion, willing to talk about anything you want to, as long as it stays within TOS. All right.
Yeah, I got one. Here in week or two. I want to let the everybody when I go live, I gonna let everybody vote what my new channel, my backup channel, gonna be about.
Alrighty.
One of them gonna be either like my original channel, or we can have it, where we can show videos, or we can have like a discussion on the video, or what on what being showed, or we can be writing anything that everybody vote on.
Yeah, use your secondary channel to do your hunting and fishing, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for the awkward silence there. I was trying to catch up in the chat a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I do every time we know, try and catch up on chat. Uh, hello, Gary. Hello, Bama Green Eye. How you doing, sweetheart?
Oh, I do have the Lavender Mexican video ready that I meant to show first. There we go.
Lavender Mexican, it's time to let them know. Steady critiquing First Amendment auditor videos, exposing fake news, all this misinformation. Sick of these e-beggars, it got me so frustrated. They are not really activists, acting like they involved. They are not protecting our civil rights. Time to get a real job. Hey, no, they do not speak for me. If you want the truth, well then let's begin. Wake up, come vibe out. Yeah, he's the Lavender Mexican. Let's go.
Oh shit! What's up, guys? That's them. They have too much makeup. That's them. Not me. I have no makeup. This is what happens when you're independent and you don't work for anybody. People respect you.
RESPCT. Find out what it means to me.
From the military-industrial complex, which I do not. I don't take any money from Big Pharma. I'm sorry?
The reason you're filming me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you up to today?
I don't know. What are you up to?
Well, making sure my public servants are being accountable. You just listen to the radio. What are you up to, dog? But no, you're gonna drive off like a coward. How much you want to bet? I bet you're gonna drive up. Yes, I want to know what you're up to today. I pay your salary. I want to know what you're up to today. God and your countrymen, and you're gonna walk away like a coward bitch now. Yep. Go ahead, bitch.
You talk to people like that?
Yes, it's my First Amendment right. You're supposed to be protecting my right, not destroying my right. You took a sacred oath to protect my right to freedom of speech.
Why do you have to turn this into an ignorant thing?
Well, because you're acting ignorant.
No, God, please, no.
So if you're acting ignorant to your job and you're driving away when somebody that pays your salary.
I pay your salary.
You know what, ma'am? Yes, you do. Which means that you have actually paid for this. You want a lick?
Is talking to you when you walk away. I just asked you a question. I want to know what you're working on. If you could have told me what you're working on, you could be on your way.
I need to dismiss you.
I can, because you didn't answer my questions politely. You're supposed to be courtesy. You're supposed to be professional and respect. No, you have not. I asked you a question and you rolled up the window as I'm talking.
What?
No, it's not a slur. Who are you? Yeah, take the walk away. Yeah, walk away like a coward. I just want to know what you're working on, and then you're free to go.
Have you been watching the news?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so those are the things I'm working on.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the news.
Yeah, I can't give you particulars.
I'm not asking for particulars.
Are you stupid or something?
No, sir. That's not your job. Your job is not about feelings, sir. You're not a feelings enforcer. Are you?
You must be because you're feeling.
The Butthurt Cream. We present a breakthrough in medical science.
Are you a feelings officer? Do you execute feelings, or are you a law enforcement officer?
I don't know. What should I be?
You took it.
Did you? Right?
Yes.
Ain't that what you told me? I work for you, so you explain to me what you think I should.
You ever tell your dentist which tooth to pull? You ever tell your mechanic how to fix your brakes? Do you?
No.
No, you don't. So quit trying to tell me how to do my job.
I am someone that cares highly about government accountability. I just want to know what my employees are working on.
No.
What I do more importantly is treat people decently and with respect. respect every single time I encounter them, unlike what you did to me.
Well, sir, you're going to be able to view this on Fake Mike Real News, and you'll see that I only became agitated once you rolled up the window.
That makes you go, Wait a minute. Don't you have an issue with police officers when they act out of pocket with people in the streets, civilians?
Oh, snap! What do you mean act out of pocket? Of course.
So is it okay when you acted rude to me? Would it be okay for me to talk to you the way you talk to me? I answered your question. Answer my question.
If you were off duty, yes.
I'm polite anyway, but the fact of the matter is, your behavior is the antithesis of what you claim you don't want your police officers to do, right? Yelling.
Yes, yes, I did.
You called me a curse word.
I did.
It sounded like you said a slur as well, but I don't know whether or not.
I would never do that.
You're stupid.
Exactly. You said the key word, we're all humans, but you came up to me and acted completely with disrespect and rudeness by swearing at me and calling me a name that if you called it to someone else, they might act differently towards you.
That's correct.
I wouldn't do that because I am a professional. But a civilian might have taken that what you said to me and acted on it.
I'm very well aware of that, sir. I grew up in the hood.
All right, what'd you think about that one, Glenn?
Well, first off, I'm going ahead and agree with that cop. You know, one thing, how you talk to people, how you get the right response, and Corey cop, I can tell that cop is professional because the way he talked to that guy. And he doing his job in the right way.
Yeah, Will Turbot trying to come off like he's all hard that he's from the hood. He's soft as baby shit.
Yeah.
He didn't grow up. He didn't come out of no hood because he survived. But if there's anybody in chat that's not already subscribed to her, drop over to Lavender Mexican. The link's in the description. Go ahead and go on by. Subscribe. Check out her collection. I always get a kick out of her Moo Cow collection.
Yeah, I want to say hello to everybody that just joined in chat. If I miss y'all, I'm sorry. Giving y'all a shout out.
I've always wondered if Will Turbot stores his whisk in his prison wallet.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like to see Will Turbot have audited Jeremy DeWitt before he went to jail. Fake news, fake cop.
Yeah. He does remind me kind of like Omaha cop lot.
Yeah.
Or
anybody's more than welcome to use that link up at the top and come on up and join the chat. And it is an open panel, open discussion. So whatever you want to talk about.
I'll tell you the one person I can't think his name now, but I am subscribed to him. What he does, every year during summertime, him and his son always go on these trips like different places. What they do, they audited different places like libraries, sheriff's department, just about any government places. And what they when they do that, they kind of hang back, kind of sort of, the surrounding him and son kind of talk on this amongst themselves. And they got any question, they ask, like the people that working at that places where they at, and you can pretty much, if you watch them, you pretty much see what they about, and how they don't disturb nobody.
Yeah. Well, if they go in, they don't create a scene and stuff. I don't see them doing any harm, but I haven't been able to see anybody that convinces me that there's anything of value out of auditing a library. That's even
Yeah,
worse than auditing the post office, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
yeah, yeah. Well, thing about them, yeah, they might come across where they auditing. They might get someone. There's someone might come out thinking. Now you got someone like Omaha or Josh Abel or somebody like them that does library and post office.
Yeah.
Of course, there's right way doing it, but there's also wrong way doing it.
Mm-hmm. But even doing it the right way, I just don't see what auditing a post office or library does to protect our civil rights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it does.
And the way a lot of them go at it, it's actually endangering some of our civil rights.
Yeah. Now they film, like filming the cop on what they doing wrong. That can be unsustainable, and
Yeah, that's cop watching, not audit. I have a
yeah,
distinction between cop watching and auditing. Cop watching done right, I can actually see purpose in that. Because cop
yeah,
watching not only shows what cops are doing wrong, but it can also help show what cops are doing right.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, seeing officers pulling people over and educating them and letting them go with a warning lets people know that they're not just out there trying to um, make money for the city or whatever the frauditor line of BS is.
Yeah,
You're right, Glenn.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Uh,
Hey, Simon, didn't see you come in chat. How you doing today?
but yeah, you got the cop watcher like Joe Cool. He good. Then you got several other out there. Good. Know what to do. Hang back. Watch and not interfere. Now you got some people really interfere with kind.
Yeah. Well, the the cop watchers who want to go up and engage with the cops in the middle of their stops. What the hell are they doing but determining how well the cops able to manage a distraction besides the fact that they're putting I mean, especially when it's at night shining lights in the cop's face and stuff like that crap. you're putting people in danger by doing that silly crap.
Yeah. Not only you putting the cop in danger, you putting other people in danger, you putting yourself in danger as
Yeah.
well when you do that.
Yeah, because majority of the times the cop watchers that are engaging with the cops have no clue what the story is behind the pullover. They just have speculation. And who
Yep.
knows, that driver might have something on him that he doesn't want the cop to know about, might be armed, might be dangerous. Use that distraction to haul ass, and then a high-speed pursuit happens, which is dangerous for tons of people.
Yep. And you look at it that way, here's something else I kind of look at. Also, when when the cop pulls someone over, and you also, other thing you got possible thing you look at, it might be something wrong with the driver, or it might have passers who it might be something wrong with. Need to get to a hospital, and stuff like that. Need to be looked at, and need kind of stay back.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Hank. How are you? How you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Good, good. Just Dutch told me he'd give me $1 if I came up here.
I thought he was saving that for the.
Dutch bribe you, huh?
I
Yeah.
thought he was saving that for the titty bar.
I guess he had one to spare.
Alrighty then.
So what are we talking about? What a waste of taxes and resources auditors cost.
That's one of the topics, but it's an open discussion. So anything you want to talk about, it's open game.
No, I'm down with for whatever you guys are.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of auditors. Like you said, Hank, I appreciate the cop watchers that hang back at a safe distance, don't interfere with the stop, and just observe what's going on. But those that want to interject themselves and become part of the story, they distract everyone. They make it an unsafe environment, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah. How you doing, Quick Vic? I'm doing well, thank you.
Hello, Quick Vic.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if Rogue Nation's working on the requested audit from Kick.
That was a difficult argument to watch.
It was. I was glad to have been up with the front row seat to that battle.
Yeah, I've never seen Kick like that before. That was a new side of him.
Yeah, but you just get to a blow up point and you gotta let it go.
I just hope if I ever have too much of this stuff and I have an explosion that I have it on Doofy.
Well, Doofy's used to taking explosions. He's getting a supplemental income from giving handies behind the dumpster at the Packy.
Now, I wish that the departments would give the police more training on how to actually deal with the auditors. And I wish the Postmaster General would put out some clear directives to the postal employees one way or the other so that they all are on the same page and know how to deal with these people in the post office.
Yeah. There's a point I made with the argument to Rogue. When they're in there and they're in these different places where transactions are happening, you got personal information, whether it be financial or other personal information going back and forth. Nobody knows what these auditors are filming. Sometimes the auditors don't even know what they're filming. And they just don't have any business pointing their cameras towards the counters, in my opinion.
Well, like I said, if the Postmaster General wants to let them, that's fine. But just come up with something clear so that everyone understands it.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
It shouldn't be that you go to one post office and they interpret Poster 7 and people's rights one way, and then you go to another post office and they interpret it differently. The postal employees all seem to get very intimidated when the auditors come in. They're not used to having somebody throwing rules and regulations in their face, and I think a lot of them start to believe that the auditors know what they're talking about. But even when the police arrive, there still seems to be confusion. Come up with something in black and white.
Well, and the bureaucrats that make the rules for the post office are probably seeing this problem as a potential press nightmare, so they just ignore them, let them do what they're doing. They'll eventually go away. Well, it's not working.
No,
because
it's not.
If the employees ignore them and let them do what they're doing, then they start engaging the customers. Then you got bigger problems. And one of these days, one of the customers, if it hasn't happened and we just haven't seen it on film, one of the customers is gonna go ballistic and start beating one of these auditors down.
No, I know Glenn had an encounter not too long ago with a soldier, and Glenn has no idea how lucky he was that soldier didn't rip his head off.
Yeah, that chief warrant officer, I don't know if you recognize things on the uniform, but he's chewed some dirt in his days.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with things with the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy, because I never really paid attention to those branches. I never really saw them as that useful. I only really focus on fellow Marines.
Yeah. Well, and I don't
just
really
kidding.
know. Well, I don't know. Oh, the Navy ranks are the ones that throw me for a big ass loop. Everybody else keeps fairly recognizable rank systems. But when you get, especially the Navy officers with just stripes and stars and crap, it's hard to understand their rank system.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up too because everybody's always tweaking things.
Mm-hmm. Well, hell, for a majority of my career, I came in right after the Army went from the pickle suits to the BDUs, and got out right as they were transitioning over to the ACUs, and since then they've gone to like 4 different types of uniform.
Beautiful AK.
Speaking to some of the younger Marines, sometimes even the lingo that they're using is foreign to me.
Oh yeah, I don't know why the trend I saw with the Army after I've got out is like people up in the head sheds are deciding that they've got to change all the abbreviations for whatever reason. Like my entire career, NBC was nuclear biological chemical. Well, they had to change that to CBRN,
right?
Which was chemical. I mean, it meant the same thing, but why they had to change it, who knows?
Yeah, it definitely makes it hard to keep up.
Well, there's another thing about auditors, what they should take into consideration. there's a reason why they don't usually let the civilian come on base because they might be doing a drill or they might be doing something and they don't want the public to know about.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, AK? But you're right, Glenn. A lot of posts. It varies from installation to installation. Some installations are more open to the public than others. There's process to get on posts like Fort Hood. They've got a couple museums on posts that are really worth going to check out. Civilians can get on and go check them out. But when you go onto a military installation, you can't go off and expect like an auditor when the auditors try and go in and change the rule to meet their needs. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. I agree with that, and which one I know some story about that because simple fact, I got an uncle that sewed, and that's one thing he did talk about. How the places that he been they stationed him at. They told him there's some areas is off limit. Should not be should not be approached for the same reason, and should be left as that.
Mm-hmm. But it always kills me when I see these auditors going up to security checkpoints thinking they run the fucking show. I mean, and a lot of the times they let them get away with way too much at those. They need to be told no and sent on the damn way. If they don't want to go, let them eat some dirt.
Well, unfortunately, in both the military and the police in today's society, I think a lot of them are afraid to make decisions that may seem harsh. Everybody's worried about optics more than they are doing their job the way they were trained to do it.
Yeah, and it's overreaction to problems that came up. I mean, nobody can really have a valid argument that they didn't overdo it with George Floyd. Whether they agree that it should have been as harshly punished as it was, or it wasn't enough punishment, that's up for debate. But you can't debate there was wrong done and corrections needed to be made. But now it's
so Joe.
They're going to put police officer and civilians' lives in jeopardy because they're going too soft.
Yes.
And going soft on letting people get away with crap on the military installations, that puts OPSEC in jeopardy, which puts lives in jeopardy. Hey, Joe Cool. What's up, Joe Cool?
Morning.
How you doing today?
I've been up for all the fucking 5 minutes. I was up earlier this morning, but I fell back to sleep. Morning, guys. Glenn, morning.
Hello, Joe.
Is it time to wake and bake, Joe?
No, God, no. I ain't even out to bed. I'm still damn near naked in my underwear. I was knocked out. I wake up and
glad you're not on camera then.
I heard y'all argument right. I'm still not sleepy and shit, but I came in. You was talking about if an auditor is at a military base. I think I could be wrong. That they're putting people's lives at risk, and they should be told to just beat it. And even if they got to put them on the ground and eat dirt, they should do that.
If they don't,
I never heard that said.
I said that. But it's if they don't comply with being told to leave and comply with the regulations that are in place for a reason, it
No,
escalates.
no, I understand that. Yes, but I'm assuming ain't no auditor on a base. I know a couple of idiots did that shit before.
Yeah.
But we're filming the gates and shit like that. These are 99 out of 100 of them not on the base. They're filming at the gate. You still think that they should be told to shoot too?
Well, it depends on where they're at. If they're outside of the military installation on public property filming, I don't have as big of a problem with that. I don't like it, but I don't have that big of a problem with it. But the ones that pass all the signage about rules in place against what they're about to try and do, go right past those signs, go up to the gates.
No one does that.
Oh,
that's not even. I watch all these vids, and I can tell you, maybe 2 out of the thousands that I've watched pass signage actually go onto a base. So that's not rampant. That can't be what you were referring to.
I didn't say it was rampant. I said I hate when I see it, and I've seen a few of them. Like the biggest one I can remember right off the top of my head is S. Elmo going up right up to the damn checkpoint, past the signage, refers to the signage in his video, but just ignores it and goes by, and then tries to demand his way through, which they let him go.
Somebody they got
ahead.
arrested. No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but I saw someone else do it, and they got popped, and rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
They went past the signs and all that shit, but that shit is super rare. Let me ask you then. Let me try to pin you down a little bit. We'll just make sure I understood you right. You're saying they put civilians and officers' lives at risk. What was that about? What were you talking about there?
What I was talking about that is some of the cop watchers who, especially at night, who go and engage the officers in traffic stops and other duties when they're talking with, whether it be subjects or civilians, and the cop watchers want to go actively get involved, yelling stuff at the officers, putting lights in their face. That's a distraction that they don't need. They don't, and the majority of the time, they have no clue what the stop is over and what the circumstances behind it are before they go up and engage the officers. I have no problem with the cop watchers who sit back at a distance and film and don't try and become part of the story. There's valid points for that, because not only can they show cops doing the wrong thing, but they can show the public cops doing the right thing, which both need to be viewable. But
I think we kind of close on that one. But I think we're kind of close on that one, right? A motherfucker that don't say nothing, doing some irate shit, you can't have a problem with them. But Jimmy, you said that putting officers' lives at risk, the ones that go up. Now let's exclude the fucking assholes that jump out. Die, pig, die. I got friends who do that. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But a motherfucker who stands, I don't know, 20 feet away and tell him, hey, you don't have to allow him to search you. Did you ask him to search your vehicle, or he's not allowed to? Officer, you can't, and put their 2 cents in. I think you would say those guys are shitty as well.
Well, those aren't as bad as the cops. The ones that I was referring to when I said that are the ones going up right to the vehicles. They're shouting at the officers, shining their lights in the officer's face, doing all sorts of things when they don't know what's going on. The officer doesn't even know what's going on with the driver at these points. That driver might have
walks up, shining light in his face. So the officer walks up. They don't know what's going on the traffic stop, and they shining light in motherfucker's face. So I don't see why you got a problem if some auditor does it.
Joe, there's a slight difference that it's the officer's job to conduct that traffic search. or that
It's
traffic.
the auditor's job to observe the police. What's your point?
I guess
Because
Right.
the officer's using his light to look and see what's in the vehicle with the individual.
Let's use his light to see, what he sees. Well, you guys don't have a point here. I don't see it. What's the difference between an officer using his light, shining a group of niggas in the car at night, and niggas on the corner, and an auditor walking up to see what's going on at night using his light? There's no difference.
Because he's interfering with the stop at that point, Joe.
I doubt that. When the auditor comes up and shines a light on that and see what's going on over there, that's interference.
Especially
Just
when
so
they
you can see
shine it in the officers' faces, yes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay, nobody, including police, should shine lights in motherfuckers' faces. And I can see when they go to the car, you shine their face for a second to see what a motherfucker looks like. But nobody should have a light in the face.
If you just have your normal,
anybody's-
just the normal camera lights to illuminate the scene.
Yeah.
Those aren't the lights I'm talking about, Joe.
Very good.
And I know you've seen the auditors that go up. They're getting the tack lights, the same type of lights the police use, and they're shine them in the police officers' faces as they're engaged in a traffic stop.
Yeah, that's shitty. Nobody should do that. But if we're being honest, even a little bit here, the auditor almost never shines the light in the cop's face. They get paid. They pay a price for it. Hopefully, a good cop like, hey, cut that shit out. I'm locking your ass up. However, cops do it all the time. I've had my camera blinded 1,000,000 times. So if someone's guilty, why aren't you guys up here yelling about, oh, can't stand these fucking cops shining lights in the face of those auditors? That thought would never cross your mind. But surely it's horrible. It's wrong. It's horrible, right? If it's horrible for me to shine a light in the cop's face or blind the cop's camera while his body camera while he's trying to do his job, how much worse is it? Because a cop must be held, higher to a higher standard. How worse is it if he shines a light on?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you don't have any duty. You don't have a sworn duty to make sure that cop is performing his job right, which I'll not saying you, but there's a lot of auditors out there that don't have they don't have the working knowledge of what a cop's job actually is.
You don't need a fucking job to go know what a fucking fireman do for me to go film them. What that mean? You don't know what it is, what a job is. With somebody else. No one knows what a carpenter does.
How do you audit something that you don't? By definition, auditors should be a subject matter expert on what they're auditing.
Very good, very good. I was the smartest shit your ass done said this morning. Agreed.
Joe,
If a motherfucker cop is,
I agree that there are plenty of auditor films that I've watched that I am sickened by the officer's behavior. I'm not denying that officers don't do the wrong thing. I've seen them when they get their egos involved. I've seen them when they get backed into a corner, and because they don't know what to do, they double down on their stupid. I've seen all that. But you're never going to convince me that anyone should be interfering with a traffic stop when the officer is there doing his obligation and people are coming up behind him with flashlights and distracting them and everything else and putting everyone's life in danger.
You say putting lives in danger, walking up with a flashlight and distracting the officer. Isn't that like saying it's dangerous to run around with your shoes untied? Has one auditor ever walked up and actually put someone's life in danger? They got killed or hurt because some auditor walked up. Isn't that like getting struck by lightning? Therefore, it makes a poor argument. Isn't that true? I've never seen a video where a motherfucking auditor walked up, police turn his back, and the guy run off or shoots the cop. That's never happened.
I've seen plenty of videos. I've heard plenty of stories, and I know people personally that have been shot during traffic stops. I don't need to To hear
No,
that it
no.
happened 1,000 times, it only has to happen once for me.
Really, I choked on a peanut. We should make those shits illegal because it happened once. That logic doesn't hold. And yes, they get shot at traffic stops, but apparently the auditors make no difference because I don't know one who's been shot at a traffic stop because an auditor interfered, which was your original argument.
Because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it's not distracting the officers and creating an unsafe environment. That just means it hasn't happened yet.
And to go to your analogy of the peanut, just because somebody chokes on a peanut doesn't mean that we need to come up with a way to shove more peanuts down the throat at one time.
I would agree with the opposite, but I guess that was true as well. You shouldn't,
because you're saying increasing the danger factors. The most dangerous thing a cop does is a traffic stop at night on a daily basis.
He took that. I don't feel sorry for that nigga. He get paid for that. He get paid very fucking well.
Okay, we
Right?
pay our soldiers to defend the country. Does that mean you need to go fight them?
No one's fighting a fucking cop. I'm saying you're saying that the cop's life is at risk. So's the fireman. So's the roofer. Cops are not special.
But Joe, we're not watching people auditing fires and roofers. We're watching them audit cops. So that's the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
If I saw auditors going up and getting into a roofer's face when he's trying to do his job and distracting him, I'd have a problem with that too.
I know that's logical as fuck. You got me picturing a roofer walking across some auditor shot a light, he fall off the fucking roof.
Well, hopefully the roofers aren't doing it at night with flashlights, but hey.
Yeah, I guess no roofer running around at nighttime. Fuck.
Part of the other problem, Joe, I think that people on my side have when it comes to auditors is that we've heard auditors over and over say in their videos and say up on panels that when the cops do their job, it's boring. They don't get a video out of it.
No. I got friends that do that, and it troubles me to no end. We'll go out and maybe we're short on time or we're in another state or city. We're not going to be that long. And they I've had good friends of mine say, well, don't worry, I'm going to make something happen. So you definitely got an argument that motherfuckers feel like they're going to make a fucking video. I got a problem with that.
So when a lot of us watch the videos and we see it escalate as quickly as it does, we're all assuming from the door that the auditor went there with the intention of escalating it.
That was good. Well, good point. Well said. Hard to argue because, yeah, a lot of motherfuckers. Yeah, you're right. All right, I think I gotta give you cats some leeway because I'm out here trying to defend a motherfucker, a rogue or I don't know, a motherfucking Nick or someone who I think are professionals. Who are just going to film as long as the officer is courteous and you're fine, don't worry about it, and then go back to his job. That type of cop should never get fucking shit. If he's breaking no law. However, you're right. The guy that comes up and gives the fucking officer a hard time. That seems to be more the norm lately. They're looking for a confrontation. That's what get the fucking view.
And they're looking how to push it to the next step so they can get more clicks and views.
Yes, they got to keep up. And pull Omaha, they got to up it the next time.
I actually believe that in the beginning of all of this, the auditors did a wonderful job. I think that they did educate the officers. I think they did educate the departments because many officers believed that no one was allowed to film them. They believed that you were not allowed to be within 10,000 feet of them.
What the fuck? What was your name? What was your name, bro?
Chris. Chris Casa. You've seen me around.
Okay.
But
I'm telling you, Chris.
That's what they thought was true. So they acted like assholes. And you don't see that as often anymore. The cops seem to be more educated about what other people's rights are. So for
Agreed.
that, I think the auditors did a great job. But now that they're becoming more antagonistic, and because they're more concerned with getting their video views than they are with activism, it's real hard for me to stomach it.
No,
Just a
you know,
second. Hey, Dutch, can you go ahead and put Joe Cool's link up in the chat?
thank you for that.
Yeah. If y'all want to go check out Joe Cool's work, not everybody's going to agree with it, but out of the cop watchers that I've seen, I've got much less problem with Joe's work than the auditors I despise. I mean,
boy, Chris has a
I don't
real.
agree. I don't agree with everything you do, Joe, but I do agree with a lot of what you do, Joe.
Thank you for that. And it looks like we are really close. Your boy Chris hit it really fucking well, right? There is in which I got to rethink some shit, right? Maybe half of the motherfuckers are out here strictly to get a vid. You know, I'm out there every day, superhero. I'm going to protect the citizen. And you know, I do that all day, every night, and I get no vid. You know, and but I'm in Chicago. I can film 10 shits a night. You'll not see any of it because the cops behave. And the more they know me, the more they behave. But I'm fine with it because the object was to make sure he didn't do nothing to that person.
Yeah.
Right. That was my object anyway. However, you're
Hey, Joe.
right. Yeah. Go ahead, Glenn.
No, one thing about you, which one, the cop respect you because they know how you are, and you pretty much got them figured out, and you pretty much took your time, got to know the police officer.
Yes, they thought I was mean and just yelled all the time because those were the only videos they saw. I could remember a female cop said, "Oh my God, that's Joe Cole. He's so nice." And the other cops was telling them, "Yeah, he's cool." But yeah, it took a while for them to understand that I'm not just giving you a hard time. I'm a nice guy. But if you break a law, if you're parked on the sidewalk while you're having lunch and you do something we can't do, then I'm gonna fry you and that type of shit. Come on, I mean, I done lost my point.
Well, I can agree with a lot of that, and I do enjoy watching some auditors. Like I watch Southside Slacker. I like his work.
He's not active enough no more, right? I come up when I first started, I would see him all the time. I was so geeked. Now I never see him unless he's like going to work or something, which I still love him and I want to watch him. I talk to him.
Well, life happens, I'm sure. I don't know what's going on with his personal life, but hell, he might be just burnt out on it a bit too.
Yeah. The fuck, I didn't go meet him when I was in Cali.
That one I always say, always try, get, the officer of the law officer, like Joe Court does. There's a different way you can go about, but most all, try to get to know them so you get a good idea what they about.
You're right, Glenn. Some auditors know like Disorderly. He knows every cop name and all that. He gets to know them and know what they're about. He figures them out. There's something to that, yeah. I try to be nice, right? And like in real life, I don't want to be a bad guy. I want motherfuckers to be like, he's nice, and cheerful and funny, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I want to see people who are like that. I love when I was Rogue a month or two ago, and every place he went into, he was, "Hey, how you doing? Hey," he's so fucking respectful. I thought that was great. SJV, he laughs and jokes. Even when the cops giving him shit, he's laughing. You're silly. I love that shit, man. I don't think, Glenn, that getting to know the cop is where I was going with this is as important as, I don't know, because most of them you're meeting for the first time and you're not even going to be there. You're not even going to be around that guy. I guess you just film in your area, but you're not going to see that cop all the time. So getting to know him won't be an issue, but I think you should present a good face. You want to make yourself and other auditors look good. And I also believe in this, and I don't know if Hank believes in this or Chris, I'm curious, that when that officer acts up, make them eat dirt. Like you guys were talking about when I came up. When up,
well, like I said
Uh,
before, you come up, the there's legit need for the cop watching because they're going to highlight not only the bad that the officers are doing, which means that when they do bad, make them pay for it by showing it on the show, getting the word out about it. But it also means that when they're doing good, show that too.
So that
the
too. I
problem
was
is, Hank, no one watches the good. No
I
one
know.
wants to
and
see that. But
this is true.
Joe,
I still
as
go ahead.
far as making the cop eat dirt, if you see him
Yeah.
do bad, you don't agree with the way he's speaking to you, you don't agree with the way he's handling things.
Yeah.
I don't care how you talk to the cop. I really don't. I know that you have a fondness for telling them to suck your dick.
But go ahead.
But if it could wait until after the stop,
Yeah.
you'd probably
cannot-
get a different reaction from the officer when you are telling him the mistakes that you saw. Because
That's
now
interesting.
he's no longer under a heightened awareness. Now he's going to be more relaxed. The stop is over.
All right, Chris. Let me go make some tea. You're a bright motherfucker, and I kind of don't like you now, because now I got to rethink the shit about. You're right about all the auditors just going to make bids. I think I need to be smacking them around or something.
Yeah, I mean, the people doing it right, in the cop watching of the cop watchers should be on the ass of the assholes that are fucking things up, because they're going to get laws changed that's going to make it harder for you to do what you do.
Yeah, I know that, but I can't worry about that because the fact is, if you film the police and you catch them in a lot of shit, they're gonna make laws. If you catch the government doing a thing or the mayor, they're gonna make laws where you can't be there. Not to curb the mayor and get the mayor or the cop to act right. They're gonna make a law where you can't be there for it to happen. And because they don't want you seen, they'll wait till some auditor makes a mistake or does something stupid, and they'll make a law to do it. But they're gonna hurt you anyway when you're trying to expose them. And because you're broke anyway, you wouldn't be auditing if you had money. They get away with that shit. I don't want to leave Chris's point with the wait till the stop is over and address the cop. If the cop is so bogus that he's yelling at a passenger or telling the passenger he has ID, when the stop's over and you say, "Hey, officer, you know what you did," he's going to get in the car and ride off. That moment is past.
And I can kind of appreciate that, but they do usually, you'll be able to tell when the stop is over. And you have that time. You have that time from when he's going to his car. And if he chooses not to engage with you, you're still going to get your clicks and views because you got to yell at him, and then he looked like a punk for running away.
Yeah, well, fuck that. The object was not to the click and view thing. The object of the real auditor anyway was to prevent him from asking that passenger for ID. Period. And if I ever see a cop, I ride past them all the time. If they stop them up, cops, and they go vehicles, and they go to the driver's side, I don't have a problem. If the cop, his partner, goes to the passenger side, peeks in, and then stops, I leave them. I don't even stop. But when they start engaging the passenger, that to me, that's a great chance they're trying to force this dude to ID. So at that moment, I don't want to wait. I'm going to tell that dude, "Hey, listen, none of you guys have to ID." And that's when the bad cop starts. Hey, you're interfering with my stop. You think I'm interfering when they're asking all the passengers in the car for ID? I say, "Hey, you guys don't have to ID." Is that interfering, guys?
It depends on the circumstances of the stop.
Well, let's just give a general.
Every stop is different.
Yes, and we don't know. Let's assume I don't know. The cop doesn't know. They pull him over. I get there. As soon as this cop gets there, we show up at the same time. And they come up to both sides, and one comes up to the driver, "Give me your ID," and his partner goes to the other side. "Let me see all your IDs. What are you doing out here?"
But again, Joe, I don't know the circumstances of the stop. I don't know if it's a stolen vehicle. I don't know if there's a right turn on red.
Very good. All right. Let's say it was a traffic infraction. We're going to give it that the cop is not doing that dumb. You shouldn't be here. It's a high crime. He's not doing nothing stupid. He has a legit stop on a traffic violation that they did. They ran that stop sign. And his partner pulls him over to give him a ticket, and the other guy goes around and says, "I want all your IDs. Let me see everybody ID. What are you doing here? Where do you live?"
A daylight stop, you're at what is a perceived safe distance, I don't think it's a problem for you to say that. But again, I don't. Nighttime changes the dynamic.
In what way? Because the object, let's do daytime first. This was daytime, everything's cool. If I come up and tell them, hey, you guys don't have that date, no problem. Why is it at night if I tell them, hey,
Because
you
now
guys
I
don't have
can't
that?
see anything, and now they can't see anything inside that car.
What's they got to do with them asking for IDs, which is the sin that I need to stop?
Okay.
Sometimes asking for IDs is just a ruse. Sometimes asking for IDs, I know you don't have to give it to me. You may choose to, but sometimes I'm just asking you for ID so that you'll move, so that you'll engage with me.
Well, 99, let's not act like children here. 99% of the time, they want to run their names and make sure that they don't have a background, have warrants and shit. They're not trying to, it's not the rules thing, is not really what it is. And my problem is that 99% of the time, people don't know their rights. They think they have to ID to the police. I know I've done it a million times. And that's a great way for the police to get lucky.
I don't know it's that 99% of the people don't know their rights. I think it's just a vast majority of people think it's the right thing to do to comply with the police.
Yes, because they know no better.
No, it's because they have the mentality that I haven't done anything wrong. What's the big deal with giving him my ID?
Very good. Very good.
I think police interactions are environmental too, Joe. If you get if you get small town USA, a police stop is different than in the middle of Chicago.
Agreed. In Chicago,
people's interactions are going to be different with the police. People's perceptions of the police are also different. I wasn't raised to hate cops.
Yeah. Well, I hope I'm getting out of that. When I was a kid, I thought, everybody around here told me white people were evil and the devil. Thank God I got out of it. I was still young and all of that shit, and I know better. And I think I'm doing that with the cops. I hated cops when I started doing this. Now I think they're just regular people. They need to make it home as well.
When I was a kid and you got caught out there for doing something wrong, the cops smacked us around.
Right.
And you hoped that they didn't call your parents because that meant you were getting your ass kicked again when you got home.
All right. I don't want to change the subject too much, but around here, the cops, by it being a city, you pull over someone, there might be 40, 50 people walking right behind you because it's a fucking sidewalk in a big city. And the people don't stop walking because you pulled someone over. So all that the officer sprayed, you're distracting him. That's not really a thing in Chicago. That's a lie. If you ain't got no business having a job here if you think you got to cut off the sidewalk where people can't walk by for a traffic stop. But this is what cops will tell you elsewhere. And I think you guys buy that. I don't know about Chris. You seem pretty fucking sharp. But I think motherfuckers buy that when a cop looks up and the guy's filming him from behind and he spins around. The guy's 25 feet away. Hey, my man, back it up. I can't see behind me. I don't want to have to watch what I'm doing. Back it up a little bit. That cop, I'm gonna fry his ass. Right? Because
Joe,
I'm so sorry to pick the job. Go ahead.
I think the officers have a different perception of flowing traffic on a sidewalk and one or two people that are targeting their interaction on the traffic stop. So
I would agree.
If I see 25 people flowing together on the sidewalk, I'm paying attention to them, but just peripherally. But if I see two subjects coming or people coming straight at me, that changes the dynamic now because they're coming there to engage with me.
Well, okay. Well, be careful with your verbiage here. You're saying targeted and coming at you. I am talking about neither of those things. I'm talking about out of all those people walking past, two of those people stop and film you. They're not coming at you. They're standing there with cameras. Cops have an issue with that.
And we're not saying that they're doing that type of auditor or cop watchers doing anything. Actually, those are the ones that we agree. I can't speak for Chris, but those are the ones I agree with. Now, if the officer asks you to step out of his blind spot, I don't see that being a bad.
Check this out.
He needs to be admonished for. What's the
This,
harm
this
in
is why,
moving your angle of the shot a little bit?
this is why, because I've been doing this a long time, many times. You see me with 200 vids, that means I've done over 1,000 of them. And the cop who tells you you're behind me, I need you to back up because I can't see, he's the evil fuck. The cop who tells you, I can't see you, can you come around this way, or can you film from over there? That guy's not necessarily an asshole. He might be like you saying, he's just don't want to watch his back. But that's not what police do. Well, most of them tell you to back up another 20 or 30 feet. They're just trying to push you away. And that's what most of them do. You see the difference? It's not that it's their fucking back and listening. Motherfucker, turn around. If you got a fucking issue and you're so fucking scared that to be on the street, that if someone is standing, you fucking afraid to do your job because you're so fucking afraid that someone may pull a gun, may do this. You got no business being a cop. I'm telling you, these cops here are god, man. There's people walk past. If it's downtown, might be hundreds of motherfuckers walking past, speaking, talking, got the dogs, their bicycles, and these cops don't budge. They do their job. They don't do that fucking small town USA shit where they see a nigga on the other side of the street. Why are you filming? No, you can't do that. Back up another 50 feet. You know, they don't even crack their mouths to do shit like that around here.
Well, they're two different environments, Joe, and the training is also completely different.
Yeah, and especially the training in real life and training. That's a good. This nigga's smart. I'm gonna go get some tea.
All right, Joe, just because you've decided now that I'm a little bit, I know a little bit, and you don't like me that much.
No,
please don't follow me around. I don't want to debate every day.
No, you probably gotta get it. You know I love this shit. I'll probably chase you every fucking where. I'm gonna mute and make some tea, man. You need to put me down or something. Hey, I'll do that.
Oh, we got room up. I got 10
Be
slots.
right back.
Hey, AK, are you still in chat? But I like having these conversations. I mean, we're not at each other's throats. We're bouncing our opinions back, and both sides are willing to see the other side's angles.
I love to have conversations. I don't like to have fights.
Yeah,
I agree.
And this has been a civil conversation, is it not?
No, it absolutely is. But then again, Joe, from what I've seen, he's usually having civil conversations.
Yeah, that's why I was happy to see him come up.
You know,
So what's your view on things, Glenn? What don't you like about the police?
Well, that one thing they try to tell you, you know, like what Joe point out, they tell you back up like 50 feet or so many feet when you ain't really that close. And then you got some police officers don't mind long at that distance where you ain't distracting them. You got stuff like that, you know, that I like, you know, I like Joe, you know, what to look for, you know, about different things, got different scenario. They like take the ID. You know, they always on back up will ask for no reason. See, like Louisiana is no ID state. Like for instance, I want to point this out. Only time you don't, like you in Louisiana, the only time you don't gotta show ID, unless you fear of your life, of what a cop might can do to you. But in a lot of cases, it ain't like that. No, like.
Are you saying that in Louisiana they don't need to have you detained or arrested? They can just walk up to you and ask you for ID?
Yep.
Okay.
They're stopping ID states.
Do they seem to do that a lot in Louisiana?
No, Not they ain't done it to me yet. Don't put it like this. One thing I know about a lot of cops, especially you where I'm at. Only time they ever ask me for ID if I had go in and make a complaint about something, or then they ask me, well, can I have your ID? And of course, there multiple. I understand there are multiple reasons why, so they can check you, check, make sure you don't have criminal background, or make sure you ain't in. There are multiple things that they do that for, and
Yeah, they might just need to have your information if they have follow-up questions.
yeah.
Because that officer or person that you're giving the complaint to is not going to be the endpoint of, should not be the endpoint of a complaint. It should be going up higher up the chain of command than just a desk sergeant or something. So I don't see a problem with asking for ID, and they're asking. They're not if they're demanding ID when they don't have a legal right to it. That there's a problem with that. But asking is completely legal. I can walk up to you on the street and ask you for your ID. You can tell me to go pound sand because I have no mandate to ask for your ID. There's nothing to compel you to show me your ID.
Yeah, I agree with that. To my opinion, all state, ought to be at least like this on this one particular subject. Take like for instance, if you, I don't know how to explain it just right, but I only try to do the best I can. Let's say I ain't caught. I'm just saying if I would, this is what I do. I ask them, give them a chance, can I see your ID? Then they refuse, then I tell them, I tell you what, give me your full name, and then I can go from there, and then I can one you make sure you don't have any background. Then I explain to them, why I ask for ID, because there could be a good reason.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just listening, and then I got some input.
All right.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can hear
we
you.
can
I
hear
can hear you. Were you done with your point, Glenn?
Yeah, I am.
And I've just got a little bit of a counterpoint to that. A lot of it, when asked for ID, the way you respond to, if you get all defensive and hell no, you don't have a right to see my ID, yelling and getting disrespectful about it, I'm going to react different to that situation, and I would imagine the police are, than if you just say, well, sir, I'd like to make this complaint anonymously. I don't feel comfortable giving my ID. Two separate conversations going to happen with that.
I agree with you there. Corey, but there's different scenarios. We all agree to that, and there's different things. There's different cops got different reasons why that they ask for ID.
Yeah. I mean, we don't live in a cookie cutter world. I mean, there's mitigating circumstances to everything.
One thing that I hate that they do in our town is some of the cops, they actually profile you. Like, I'll give an example. Every time my brother, when we were young, every time he bought a new car, I think he basically looked like he was too young or too poor to actually own a nice car. So every time he bought a new car, he always bought a really nice car, a nice sports car. He'd get pulled over same night that he bought the car.
Well, profile them just because somebody doesn't look like they belong in a nice car. That's wrong. But somebody who has a history, I don't know you from Adam, so I'm not making a statement about you or your brothers. But if you're somebody who's known to a department as being a troublemaker, having a lot of interaction with negative interaction with law enforcement, yeah, them paying more attention to you is kind of warranted, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, my brother's always been squeaky clean. I mean, yeah. It's just like when he got out of high school, he decided, hey, I'm gonna get a nice job, make a lot of money, and have whatever I want. So, and that's what he did.
When he was getting pulled over, was he getting traffic summonses for those pullovers?
You mean like a ticket? No.
Yeah, was he getting charged with speeding or failing to stop at a?
No, they never even gave him a reason. They just like license and registration. And they're like, okay, everything seems to be in order. You can have a nice night. But it's every time he got a new car.
Yeah, well, they
Are you
need to
from
be
a
able
small
to give
town?
Yeah, we're from a small town.
It's possible he could have dated the wrong person's daughter. In small, I mean, police are humans just like everybody else. They have feelings just like everybody else. They carry grudges just like So if he had somebody had an issue with him for whatever reason, whether it was because they were jealous of his financial status or because he dated the wrong person's daughter or because 10 years ago he took somebody's starting position on the baseball team. In a small town, sometimes things like that happen. They're not right, but they do happen.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I agree with you there. They are human. They do make mistakes like everybody, like way we do.
It's worse. I know. I'm bad with this coming in. They heard no conversation. I suck when I do this, but it's worse for a cop, right? They have a job, and I wish they would be nicer because I could argue present their argument better than they can. First of all, the job's impossible, right? They don't need to be worried about the guy looking over their shoulder and all of that shit. The guy walking up behind them with a camera. You got real fucking concerns. You're asked to be a fucking marriage counselor, dog catcher, a peacemaker, all these things, mental counselor, help so and so. They got too many fucking requirements. No way a police can know every fucking law that there is. They got real fucking problems where we need to help these guys. The biggest problem right now is their image, rather than trying to change their image. And some of these cops shine, right? I've been watching videos. I love it. When a motherfucker come up there and they think they're going to get some shit from the cop, he walk over to them and they start with the, go back and do your job. No, sir. I was just going to tell you, that everything's fine. We're just stopping them for so-and-so. But yeah, you go ahead, do your thing, man. And they're really cool like that because I've come up hating cops and thinking they're all evil. That guy, I want to go home with him. I want to buy him a drink. And those guys can change everything, right? They soften our hearts. And if people see us posting that and that type of shit, they would change their image. Then when a cop gets in trouble or something, you can ask when there's a crime. You ask a citizen because now we trust you again. Yes, this shots came from over there and that type of shit. That's their big shit. Change around the image and get the people on the side. Like in Vietnam, hearts and minds. Cops are in trouble right now. People are really mad at them.
Well, there's nothing stopping you from posting the good, Joe.
I do. That's what I
Yeah.
do. In fact, I went to talk to some cops the other day, and sucks. They're so afraid of me around here. And these are the jump out boys, the tactical officers who are not in uniform, and they're in an unmarked car around here, the SUVs, and they pull a guy over. But they know my vids that get the police in trouble so much, and they know me by name. But they did what I say I hate. Two of them go around to the passenger side. And I pull out my camera and they see me, and one of them, like, he's telling the other guys because they weren't looking. He say, "Hey, Joe, cool." The other guys look up. They just stopped the guy. I was literally where they stopped him at. They didn't see me because I was behind the gate. I stood up, and then the guy said, "Hey, Joe, cool." And they saw me. They give the guy his license back and said, "You can go." And he like, "Excuse me?" They like, "Just go." And he like, "What are you saying?" "Just go. You got the light. Go." They didn't want no fucking problems. Then I tell them, like, "Hey, let me rap with you guys," because they were being friendly. "How you doing, Joe? Ain't seen you in a while." They being friendly. "Hey, bro, we rap with you." "Okay, we're gonna pull over there to you." And then when they get in the car and get to me, they're like, "Hey, we got a call, Joe. We be right back." I just wanted to talk to the guys and say, "Listen, I need to show good officers on the fucking camera." And I know a couple personally. I ain't seen them. They're my two favorites. So I just need to get some guys on camera and talk to you so they don't know, so people know all cops aren't bad. But they won't even fucking come near me because they feel like I'm gonna hurt them or something, man. I can't even get a fucking good cop on camera.
Well, you know what it is too, Joe? They're under so much scrutiny from their department. If they misspeak on camera, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to talk to them off camera. I want to talk to them off camera to be like, how can we do this?
They can't talk to you until they're retired.
So how do I present the good cop on camera?
Just by seeing it and filming it when it happens.
Yeah. And if you want to be able to talk to the officers, contact the PIO. Explain that you got this officer on video. He's doing a good job. You'd like to interview him.
Right.
You never know. It could help. They might be welcome that with open arms to get good press out.
You know what? I got to make an effort to do that. I've been expecting. These are two really cops that I like. The first one, the black dude, young. He's the first cop I ever talked to, and he thought I was still on probation. I didn't even have a camera then, not a real one. But I met him, and I didn't want to film until I was off probation. Obviously, still had weeks to go, but I couldn't control myself. And I talked to the cop, and I was like, "You're breaking the law, right?" "Oh no, I'm a cop. We don't have to follow the law." Well, months later, I got a camera. I got off probation and all of that shit, and I see that same cop. And we had that same conversation, and he gave me shit about, "No, I can do this shit, blah, blah, blah." I saw him a few months ago. They put him on a year of desk duty for being on one of my vids. And he just got off. And this one I was first starting. And he's back now. And I saw him, and I pulled up on him. I had the old police interceptor, and I pull up on him hard like police do. And he, "God damn you, Joe." He's pulling up on me like a cop. And but
I'm just going to take a wild guess, Joe, and say that you know these officers' names and badge numbers.
I do. I know them all, and they all know me.
Hey, Joe, one thing I wanted to tell you earlier when you said if you waited till the end of the interaction, you wouldn't be able to get your shit off and educate the cop.
Right.
I assure you that anytime you put a video up on YouTube, those officers, that entire department, including internal affairs and the administration, they are all watching it.
Yeah.
And anything that they see that they don't like, those officers are being addressed.
This is why I never filed a report, not one. Because they tell me, watching downtown, so-and-so got his ass fried for being on that bid. Yeah, Munez got in trouble. This is the shit we talk about when I'm not filming. They get chastised, and they don't want to be on my camera. They nice as fuck to me. Could be downtown, and I would walk up on 8 motherfuckers before I could pull my camera out there. This person, "Hey, Joe, how you doing, Joe? Where you been, Joe?" Because they watched the vids, and early on, they told me, like, "Listen, the complaint department is watching. The big wigs downtown watch your shit. When the police see me, where you been? You ain't posted a vid." They watch that fucking channel, and they don't want to be on it. Want no fucking problems. I don't know. I ain't got no problems. I don't want to turn the police in. I don't want to put him in a system that I hate so much and think punishes people too hard. He's a regular cat. I don't want that nigga losing his job. It's hard to get a fucking job. Those are not my goals. I just want you to behave. That's all the fuck I need you to do. Treat my people with respect. The way you treat me now, treat everybody like that. Here's my issue, Chris. The guys who are meant to protect our rights, right? The guys who swear an oath to protect us. Someone told them and trained them to take those rights from me. They are the most adept at taking my rights. They are the ones who, when I say, no, I don't have a right not to ID, well, under normal circumstances, they got 40 fucking excuses to get my ID. You're supposed to be protecting my shit when other people try it. It is not your job to subvert my fucking rights. And that's what they're trained to do nowadays. And it makes me furious.
Well, it's not that they're trained. It's not that they're getting trained to do that in the academy. That's the training. That's the training that they're getting from senior officers.
I'm told that by the young guys. They say we go to the academy and they teach us this, and day one they tell us throw that shit out. Forget everything you learned at the academy and they'll assign you a training officer and do what this guy says.
Well, did you ever watch the old Vietnam or the WW2 war movies, and you see the new kids come in to get assigned to a unit? And what's the first thing that the senior sergeant tells them? Everything you learned, forget it. This is the way we do things here.
Yeah. The problem with that is that in some here that some police stations, not officers, the wrong word. Some police forces do well. But if you come here, the problem with forget what you've learned, do it this way. I've talked to police officers have been taught really horrible things. This new generation, they know the law, they're respectful, and now coming up in this environment, they're not trying to cause trouble and shit. But what they were all taught is that old hard charging way. You know, cuff them up. You don't give me no lip. I run it here. You don't control the conversation. I do. Hey, shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up. That's just what they've been taught. That's the issue, and that don't fly anymore.
Training is a big problem with law enforcement. They don't get enough, and some of the training that they get, it's more of a we're just gonna touch on this so I can have you sign here that you got it, but they're not really concerned with you learning it. It's all about finances. It's all about their budget, and then
totally agree.
You know, the other problem is, as a younger officer, they have more of an ego. They think that they have to be assertive. And it's not until they get 10 years on the force that they mellow out and learn that you get more with sugar.
First time I went to jail from hearing stories, well, you know, aside from the overnight shit where I really had to go to the jail and put on clothes, I had 3 fights in a week because I was the young guy first time there and heard stories trying to be all aggressive and shit. Same shit with these officers you're talking about. They get on the job and they're trying to prove themselves. Or poor, if you're a woman, you got to prove yourself even longer because the men put you down and shit. Yeah, I would agree with that shit.
Hey, Hank. Thank you for letting me up. I'm going to go ahead and jump down, okay?
You be easy, Glenn. I ain't even looked at the chat.
You
I see one question in the chat. Tread wants to know. Tread wants to know your opinion of what's happening in the west and south side of Chicago.
Oh my God, it's brutal. I mean, I don't think I have to tell you guys. We had like 157 shootings over the weekend, 157 murders already or something. Which is like, it's really crazy. And I live on the west side, and south side Inglewood is where the female cop and her partner got shot in the head the other day. It's off the chain. It's off the hook. Yeah, it's the Wild West. It's crazy. The corner that you see me on when I'm sitting out there and smoking weed in the car, that corner has had more murders than probably any corner, maybe one more in the city. That corner is really fired up. And if I spin the camera around, which I don't because those are my friends, you'll see 30 and 40 guys out there selling weed and shooting dice or whatever gang bangers do fucking on a daily fucking basis, but they're all selling weed and shit. So I don't put them on. And the police are parked, 10 feet, 12 feet from them, letting them sell their weed, which is illegal. But they don't want no fucking problems. They're trying to stop people from getting killed. And the reason now they have to be posted up 24 hours is because the last 3 times they left, people got killed. The first time 3 people, then the other time 2 people. One of my buddies, a cop, was telling me about the video of the last time they left. They was like, Joe, the damn officer was parked over there. He pointed to the parking spot, and there was a car right there the entire time I watched the vid. The officer drove off once, and the guy drives around. He goes around the store, and he parks back in the same place. And then the officer comes back and leaves. The second time the officer leaves, he goes over there, murders the guy, and takes off. So they're afraid to even leave this fucking corner. It's so violent. I think it's horrible. Tread, I think your name was, who asked that question, or Thread or something. I think the issue, though, and this is where we part ways, I don't have a problem with motherfuckers selling drugs. I don't see a distinction between legal and not legal if it's unjust. If that corporate dude, if Big Pharma can do it, if the government can do it at his weed dispensary, I'm not hearing anything else. So you can't sell drug and alcohol in squares. They kill everybody. The biggest health crisis is these fucking cigarettes killing every fucking body, or everybody dying from drunk driving and all getting fucking crazy heart problems from the drinking. If y'all allow that, then I got no problem with these guys. And I don't even like no fucking cocaine. I don't do the drugs anymore. I don't sell them or any of that shit. But I got no beef with them. You make it legal and they stop killing each other. It's not that these are bad guys. It's the same shit with that Al Capone shit. You make it illegal, you bring out the shitty element. Make it legal. I didn't got a problem with these niggas selling drugs. Legalize that shit. At least decriminalize something so our lives become more fucking valuable. And the reason you kill a nigga is because you go to jail for 25 years of your life. So you cannot play with this shit. If a motherfucker do something, you gotta hurt them, kill them, make them disappear. The prices and stakes are too fucking high. And I think that just sucks to no fucking end, man. What do you guys think about this? This is a little subject change, but a guy who weed. I'm about to go to selling weed and growing weed. I hope you niggas smoke. The guy who, let's say here in Illinois, it's legal.
By the way, Joe, I don't answer questions.
My man, I love that answer. Fuck that. That's an answer. My man. What about you, Chris? You smoke?
No.
I don't answer questions straight. No, I got you.
I don't think it. I think the whole weed thing, though, like you were saying, that the cops just allow it to happen because they have bigger things going on. I think, again, that's going to be an environmental issue. If you're in small town USA where there's very little crime and not much going on for the cops, those small things, I know towns where breaking up high school parties on the weekends is the highlight of the officer's job.
They make plans to do it. All right, Bob, you're gonna park over here. Cut your lights off.
But when they do break up those parties, you're not seeing people going away in cuffs.
Right.
It's hey Bobby Joe, you go home. You go home right now, or I'm telling your mama. Their ass is going right to the fucking house because mama's gonna whoop their ass if the officer has to call her.
I feel some type of way about that when I see them. And it's usually small town as white people. And this race has nothing to do with this, though. And they're telling them, go home, Bobby, take your little butt home. I'm going to tell your mom, Suzanne, when blah, blah, blah. And here it's every little thing. What's that in your pocket? Lock them up, putting cuffs on. They want the stats here. They don't care about it. They want the stats. That's how they justify their existence. So they find a small amount of something here that's illegal or some residue. They're going to push and push and push. That shit sucks. It's certainly not race. The weed issue is, I want to ask you guys, is a guy criminal for smoking weed? Does that make him a criminal?
No.
It depends on that state's law.
So are you telling me?
Chris? My personal opinions about what makes you a criminal isn't what I'm following. I'm following what the state says, whether or not you're a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you. Your definition. Am I a criminal because I smoke weed?
No, I personally don't care if you smoke weed.
Very good. Yeah. Is there a way that, by definition, a criminal to me has to mean something? If the word's going to mean something, it means you hurt someone or did something like that. I don't think you're a criminal because you disobey a law. I think a criminal is a big name to put on a motherfucker, a big label. You call someone a criminal, they're a bad guy. I got an issue with I'm a upstanding citizen. If I buy some weed here from the dispensary, I pay my taxes. I'm an upstanding guy, and then I step 10 feet into Indiana, and now suddenly because the government or whoever says, "Oh, he's evil, he's a criminal, he's a bad guy again." I don't get that. And then on the federal level, even here, oh no, you're a bad guy. They could come in and be like, no, we didn't say it was legal. So I have to define criminal for myself. I can't let
Yeah.
these guys.
Well,
I know in my state they've legalized it, so
yeah,
it is what it is. I really don't use the word criminal that often. I usually refer to people that I don't care for as being people that are committing crimes that I don't care for more as being a scumbag. But
yeah, there you go. That's even better.
I think, but my personal opinion is what comes out in that. So I have a problem with people that are committing rape. I don't have a problem. I don't really care about somebody that's on the corner selling a Nickelback.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I care about people that are really hurting other people.
Yeah. The only problem I have is when they're standing on a corner of a schoolyard selling to an elementary school or something.
Well, for that matter,
there's lines. I mean,
even in front of businesses and regular homes and shit, you know, I don't mind niggas selling it, but you can't do it in front of my crib. I can't tell you hundreds of times I've chased motherfuckers out in the time when I used to live here at my mom's crib that I've chased motherfuckers out from in front of my crib just selling weed. You know, hey, I don't mind you doing. You're not gonna do it in front of my fucking crib. You better move it down. So businesses, you know, you can't be doing that shit in front of businesses and at schools. No, but here, our shit's because we've been selling drugs a long time. What we used to, I don't know. I don't do or sell drugs anymore. But they used to shut down during the times when the schools let out and went in. I thought that was really cool. They know the paths that the kids walk, and they would stop. They take a break and get the kids half hour to get home away from school. Then they start back up. You know, I thought that was cool.
Now that we got a good selection of states that have legalized recreational use available, the stats are going to be. I mean, how long has it been now for Colorado?
They've been at it a while.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you got a long enough period of stats going with that to see that states are going to be able to weigh in using that to decide, hey, we can go ahead and legalize this because the fear of, I mean, the big fear was that, oh shit, Colorado's going legalizing drugs. It's gonna lead to this problem and that problem.
And doing
now
this and that.
Now the stats are going to be there to take the speculation away.
Yes, I agree.
So they can see what the actual problems that come up are, and address those problems versus just reacting to the fear of a problem coming.
I like what you're saying better than what it's really going to. What's really going to affect them is they're going to see what kind of money Colorado gets from taxes, and everybody else is going to want that money. But I wish they thought like you're saying right now that they were considering the ramifications and the logical shit out of it. But they'll just do it for
the money is just part of the equation, though, Joe.
I agree.
I mean, because none of the states are denying that it's going to bring in good tax revenue.
Yeah, but I'm saying I like to see them weighing what you said when they go to the meeting and decide whether to make it legal. I want to hear them say what you said, but money, which is secondary, will become primary. That will be the driving factor, as it always is in a fucking system.
Joe, getting back to the shootings, do you think how big of a role are the gangs playing in that compared to the drugs?
Most of the gangs and the drugs, you know, they're like really intertwined because that's how you hold your property, right? Where you hustle, you can't get a spot unless you're in a gang. So they're really intertwined. And it's hard to answer that. How much of it is the gangs and how much of it is drugs? 50-50, more gang than drug. Because when you're in a gang, you have to do this thing when you're young where you got to prove yourself and you can't be punked and all about respect. And most of these killings is it's not because a nigga ran off with drugs, you beat him up with that. It's because someone disrespected you and you can't do that shit and maintain a reputation. All the people I know who get shot, it's over disrespect, gang shit. I'm sorry, somebody, Bird just texted me, or maybe that was a text for Bird through the group chat. I don't know. I'm like one of those guys.
Are the leaders in the community, to include the gang leadership, trying to do anything to get things under control?
No, I'm sorry, it's not a hard no. the older gang members who now see the light, like me, the most of them are not respected enough to make a difference. These guys are young. The guys who make the money, who make the moves now are young. So, and no, they don't have a desire to make shit better and any of that. It's not as organized as it was when I was coming up. We used to hold big meetings with hundreds of us in the park and get the rules straight. They don't do that anymore. Every Friday we had to hold a meeting. They don't do that anymore. Everybody is clicking up. It's really fucking bad out here. It's really, really bad. But you have to be in that life. My rest of my family, 6 of us, they all got square jobs and moved to the suburbs. I was the only one running the streets and selling drugs. They walk around and white folks come past their baby strollers and bicycles, and as kids, they're not really the ones. They hit the news when it happens. The ones who are dying are the ones living that life. All right. The average person, if you don't join a fucking gang, you're not going to get killed. Hold on. I'm sorry, that's my brother. In fact, he wants some help flipping his mattress over, so let me go help him. You know, he's that's the one I take care of. I'll get back with you guys.
All right, sir.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
So is there anything else in chat?
looks like they're talking back and forth. I don't see any other questions for us up here. Does anybody else want to come up and throw their 2 cents in? More than welcome. All right. This has been going on for a little bit over 2 hours now. If nobody else wants to come up, you have anything else you want to say?
No, just thank you for having me. I appreciate you letting me up to talk.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
All right, everybody have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yep. And thanks everybody for coming. Thanks my mods for I didn't see anything popping off in there that was out of hand, so y'all did great. And be sure go check out Joe Cool's site. Check out Lavender Mexicans, Degeneration Nations, Glenn Lambright's channels. The Dutch Doyle discussions. These are all good channels. Show them the love. All right. Y'all have a great day. It's a great day to have one. Bye, everybody.